What's up guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out the Amber Reflector type full LED headlights with the black housing and clear lens fitting all 2016 through 2023 Toyota Tacomas equipped with the factory halogen headlights. Now if you are looking for headlights that are going to be sure to outperform your factory ones with the look and the lighting, these are going to be for you. The factory halogens, as you probably know, aren't the best, but this full LED setup will be sure to brighten up the road much better for clearer visibility if you need it, and along with the lighting performance, these are going to add a much needed style upgrade with a clean and a sharp appearance. These are also going to be completely plug and play if you want an easy way to achieve that, and they'll include everything that you need, so you're not going to have to swap anything over. The general setup of these lights is kind of similar to factory with the lighting placement, but these are just going to look so much better with the bright white DRL bordering the driving lights and a dark black housing that's going to make the lighting pop and match with other darker accents. The low beam in the center is going to consist of multiple reflectors, and they're going to be like little mirrors for the LEDs to shine off of, and the one reflector on the inside is going to be for your high beam. Now on the side, this will also have a standard marker light, and the lower strip here is going to be for the turn signal flashing in amber with a sequential function, which is just going to add much more style to the lighting and make your truck more seen when driving to help with safety. Now these have a pretty standard yet tough build to them with an ABS plastic housing and a polycarbonate plastic lens, both being pretty impact resistant to lighter hits. So if you do take your Tacoma out on the dirt and catch a branch or get whacked with a rock, these are going to be completely fine. These will also be water and dust proof with an IP67 rating to avoid anything getting behind the lens, fogging them up, or harming the lighting on the inside. Now the lights also won't require any crazy wiring. They do have OE style plugs on the back, and it does come with a wiring harness included in the kit, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute. These are also going to be completely DOT and SAE approved, so you can keep some peace of mind when adding these to your truck. These lights are about $700, being right in the middle of the road for a set. Now these are a big step up from a replacement that mimics the factory design for a great clean and simple look while not going over the top with options that may have some more flashiness to their design. Now while this set will save you a few dollars compared to those higher tiered options, they're still going to bring a lot to the table with the clean and clear cut look, the full LED lighting performance, and the fancy DRL and sequential turn signal all around it, making this a fantastic pick. Install for these will be pretty easy to do, getting a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour or so to get these fully installed. However, at this point, you can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how you can get these installed on your Tacoma at home. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 10mm socket, trim removal tool, clip removal tool, and a Phillips head screwdriver. All right, today we're gonna be installing some headlights on our Tacoma. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to uninstall stock ones, and we're gonna come back here to install the new ones.
So our first step is to start with the hood open, and then we can go ahead and pop off our grille. For that, you're gonna need a trim removal tool or a flathead screwdriver, as well as a 10mm socket. So our first step to removing our grille is to remove the 2 bolts that are holding it in up at the front support here. I'm gonna use a 10mm socket and go ahead and remove those. Next, in order to release our grille, there are 2 clips on either side. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver to release those clips. Again, you could also use a trim removal tool for this. What we can do now for our grille is pull up on these 2 brackets here just to release it from this front support. Then we can give it a good pull back, and we'll be able to release the grille. In order to access the 3rd bolt on our headlight, what we have to do is peel our fender back. There are a couple clips in here, but what I'm gonna do first is remove these 2 bolts that are holding our fender and our bumper onto our Tacoma. I'm gonna be using a 10mm socket. Now once those are released, we'll have a couple clips here. Now one down at the bottom is already released because we've taken the fenders off before, but there's one in the middle. Just gonna use my flathead screwdriver very carefully. You can also, again, use a pry tool. Just gonna push down on that clip and carefully pull back. So now that is loose, so we're able to continue to disconnect our bumper. We're not going to remove the bumper fully, we just need to move it down so we can access a bolt in this crease. So this clip up at the front is holding on part of our bumper, so I'm going to use a trim removal tool and just pull that out. So after all of the bolts and clips are disconnected from the side and some of the bottom between the bumper and your inner wheel well, what we're going to do is focus up here. We're going to pull back on the bumper part of this tab. Give it a good tug, and that should release it from the bumper clip on the other side. Might be helpful at this point to use a pry tool as well. Let's work our way up the side and release the bumper from the bracket. And as you can tell, we don't need to take the bumper off completely. It's still secured at the front, but there is a bolt in here that is going to release our headlight. So with the 10mm socket, I'm going to start by removing that bolt that we just exposed. Right? Then we can move up to the top of our headlight to release the other two bolts. Then we can remove the two bolts up on top. They are also going to be 10mm bolts. Use the 10mm socket. So I am going to remove this clip at the side of our bumper just to pull the bumper a little bit more outwards. Give myself some room to wiggle this headlight out. We do have to slide the clip part of the headlight out. Right? So once the headlight is released, what we can do is expose our wires and start to disconnect our wiring harnesses. You're gonna have 5 in total on the back. Right? And then we can fully remove our headlight.
All right, now before we install our new headlight, we just have to swap over our trim piece off of our factory one over to our new one. We're gonna grab our Phillips head screwdriver and take our 2 screws out. All right, so now we're gonna take our Phillips head screwdriver, take these 2 screws out. Pop our trim piece off. Grab our new headlight, put our trim piece back in place, and install our Phillips head screws into our new headlight. All right, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other headlight. All right, now we're just gonna plug in our factory harnesses to our new headlight. You will see all the connectors here, and then one on the headlight here. They are labeled low beam and high beam. All right, first we have our corner marker. And then we have our low beam connector. All right, then we have our other 3 connectors. We have our 4-pin connector, gray 2-pin, and our high beam. All right, we can tuck all of our wiring behind and get our headlight into place. Pull the bumper out slightly. And once we have that, we can reinstall our 2 top 10mm bolts. All right, so we're gonna grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten these 2 down. All right, now we're just gonna pull our bumper back and reinstall our 10mm bolt we took out of the side of the headlight mount. Grab our ratchet, 10mm socket, and tighten that down. All right, now we can put our bumper and fender liner back into place, or fender flare. And reinstall our bolts on the inside of the fender liner. All right, now we're gonna come to our wheel liner, reinstall our bolts. You will see our tab is broken on the bottom, so we're missing one. But you're gonna grab your ratchet, 10mm socket, tighten that down. All right, now we're just gonna reinstall our 2 push clips out of the inside of the bumper. All right, now you just repeat those same steps for the other headlight. All right, now we're just gonna get our grille back into place. Then we can install our 2 10mm bolts and 2 push clips. All right, now we're gonna reinstall our 2 push clips on either side of the grille. And then our 2 10mm bolts on the brackets. Grab a ratchet and tighten them down. All right, and that wraps up our install of our amber reflector type full LED headlights with a black housing and clear lens for a 2016 and 2023 Tacoma with factory halogen headlights. And remember, for everything Tacoma, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.